Hare Krishna. So, in the last session, we discussed how Ashwadama tried to kill the Pandavas, but he instead killed the sons of Pandavas. Huh? So, and that's why, like even though Bhimasena and Bhimasena and Krishna were in the opinion that Ashwadama should be killed, but Draupadi, Yudhishthira Maharaj, and Nakul and Sahadev, they said Ashwadama should be forgiven. Okay, so but Krishna says to Arjuna, you have to give such a treatment to Ashwadama that he is as good. Everybody should be satisfied. Draupadi should be satisfied. Ashwadama should be satisfied, and even Bhimasena should be satisfied. I am should be satisfied. So you act such a way that everybody is satisfied. So what does Arjuna does? He actually takes a knife and then shaves the head of the Ashwatthama. So shaves the head of Ashwatthama, and on the top of Ashwatthama said there is a money due to which Ashwatthama has a very long life, and he removes that money. So like if you insult somebody to such an extent that they feel totally humiliated, their ego is killed fully, then that kind of treatment is as good as killing that person. So that's how Arjuna gives punishment to Ashwatthama, but he doesn't kill or he doesn't do any physical harm to Ashwatthama. Harm is done only on the level of mental platform. So it is said that for a person who is worthy of respect, disrespecting is worse than death. So that's why Ashwadama was treated in such a way that, and then he was sent away. And then what happens? So because Draupadi's sons are killed, okay? Draupadi's sons are killed. So you're following, right? No, are you following or not? Or I'm just saying. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare. Okay, now after say the situation is Draupadi's children are killed, and Ashwatthama was caught, but he was punished and he was left alone. So he was left with the life only. Then what happens? Ashwatthama then uh, goes away, and then Krishna does the needful of consoling Draupadi, pacify the Pandavas because they lost all their sons. Okay? And then establishes Yudhishthira as a king, and he finally prepares to leave. So after consoling everybody, he consoles Subhadra also because Subhadra lost her son Abhimanyu, right, in the battle of Kurukshetra. So he stays with her for some time, and then finally he prepares to leave for Dwaraka. Then what happens? Everybody was assembled there. Then Krishna was doing because Krishna was dear to all. Even the wives of Kauravas also came to give send off to Krishna. So then, when Krishna was about to leave, when Krishna was about to leave, Tara was the wife of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu was the son of Arjuna. She came running towards Krishna, huh? And then he offered his prayers. Pahi pahi deva jagatpade nanya tvat abhayam pasya Yatra Mrityu Parasparam Pramatyu. What it is. So yeah, he offered this prayer to Krishna, and and he actually says to Krishna, "O Krishna, a fiery arrow is coming towards me to kill my baby in womb." Because at that point of time, she was carrying a baby in her womb. So, and Krishna understands what has happened. Because Ashwatthama, being humiliated, he wanted to kill the last living person in the family of the Pandavas. So, uh, he now throws an arrow, this Brahmastra, to kill the baby in the womb of Uttara. So then Krishna, who understands the situation, and Krishna uh, was present right there only, and Uttara was praying prayers. Then he expands himself into the womb of Uttara. He takes up the size of a thumb, and with his chakra and gada, he enters into the womb. And at that point of time, the Brahmastra was, if the power of Brahmastras are, if Brahmastra is thrown with a mantra on such specific object, it will only destroy that object only. For example, if Brahmastra is thrown, like thousands of people are there. But if Brahmastra is thrown to kill one person among that group, that Brahmastra goes and kills only that person. So in Ramayana also there was there was one story about Brahmastra. One time Mother Sita and Lord Ram were sitting in the forest. So they saw like no Lord Ram, right? Ram was personification of forgiveness and patience. So Devadas wanted to see Ram has to fight to Ravana. So what? How the fight will start? Because Ram is personification of dharma. He will not get. He has to develop enemy towards Ravana. What will provoke Ravana, Ram? What will agitate? What will make Ram to fight towards Ravana? Devatas are contemplating. So they made Ram to lose the kingdom. Ram lost the kingdom. He was driven away from the kingdom. He lost his mother, father, and then comforts, city life, and then came into forest. And then he was living in a very simple life, and still he was happy. He was content. He was happy with his brother and wife. And then what happened? Then Devadas wanted to see what if we offend Mother Sita. Like offending one's wife is very serious offense. So, so there is one person. His name is Kakasu. Kaka, yeah, I mean, it's not Kakasu. He's some son of Indra. Kak. Okay. So what does he do? He disguises himself as a crow, and then one time in the forest, Lord Ram was lying in the lap of Mother Sita and resting, and Mother Sita was fanning him. So at that point of time, this crow comes and uh, start piercing Mother Sita. Mother Sita was so gentle; she doesn't want to hurt anything, so she tolerates that. So, but this crow repeatedly comes and keep on poking Mother Sita because Lord Ram was sleeping on her lap. She doesn't want to disturb Lord Ram, so she kept tolerating it. So at that one point of time, Mother Sita started bleeding, and and she feels heavy pain, and Lord Ram felt this. So Lord Ram somehow wakes up and sees that Mother Sita was being hurt or harassed by this crow. So he gets so much angry, he throws a Brahmastra on the crow. So this crow was like no, this crow is son of Indra, right? He has divine powers. He goes everywhere to get protection, but nobody was able to protect him. Finally, the crow comes and begs forgiveness to Lord Ram and says, "My dear Lord Ram, please protect me from this Brahmastra. It is Devatas who wanted to test you. This is my mistake." Like that, he begs forgiveness. So, because Lord Ram forgives anybody who begs forgiveness, then Lord Ram says, "No, I have thrown Brahmastra. I cannot retrieve it back. You have to give something to it. What would you like to give?" Then this crow gives, "You can direct the Brahmastra towards the eyesight of my towards left eyesight." So, and this crow and then Brahmastra goes and only takes away the eyesight of the left eye. Okay. So that is the accuracy of the Brahmastra. That's why you see crows, they see like if they want to see this side, they turn right like this and see like that's what they say. They don't have like two eyes vision. So then here Ashwatthama he actually tried to kill Parikshit Maharaj who was in the womb of Mother Uttara. So then Brahmastra was, but Lord Krishna entered into the womb of Mother Uttara and then neutralizes the Brahmastra. So Brahmastra cannot be utilized by anybody because this is the most powerful astra in the creation. But being Krishna, being the supreme personality of Godhead, he is the creator and maintainer of and destructor of and all the material universes. He has the ability to do that. So he utilized the this Brahmastra, and then at that point of time, Parishit Maharaj's body was totally burnt. It's like, but still, Parishit Maharaj, being a very heroic personality, he withstood that heat. He tolerated that heat, even in the womb of his mother. So he revived Parishit Maharaj. And Parishit Maharaj gets darshan of Lord Krishna even in the womb of his mother. So then Uttara feels normal. Does see something happening in the womb, she will come now, right? And Krishna protects the Parikshit Maharaj and prepares to leave. At that point of time, Kunti Maharani comes to Krishna and started offering prayers. We all know the story of Kunti Maharani, right? Kunti Maharani was the mother of Pandavas. Okay? So in her life, she went through a lot actually. She was grown up as a princess. She uh, she she was born to in the family of Vasudeva. She's Kunti Maharani was actually the sister of Vasudeva. But Kunti Bhoja is a son of is a king. He didn't have any children. So Vasudeva's father gives Kunti Maharani as a what do you call to adopt to raise so that Kunti Bhoja can have a child. So since she grew up as the daughter of Kunti Bhoja, her name is Kunti. So then, at the age of 10 or 12, she actually serves Durvasa Muni, who actually was visiting Kunti Bhoja, and everybody was fearful to serve Durvasa Muni because Durvasa Muni was very unpredictable. He gets angry like anything. So then, but Kunti Maharani, with patience and with intelligence, served Durvasa Muni so nicely that Durvasa Muni was very much pleased with her. And Durvasa Muni was a great devotee and great saintly personality, right? He is Trikaragnya. He knows what is going to happen in future. So he gives Kunti Maharani a benediction. You see, I'm very much pleased with your service. Now, what you can do, I will give a mantra. Using that mantra, you can invite any demigod, and the demigod can give a child to you. Like that kind of benediction, Durga Sumani gives to Kunti Maharani. And Kunti Maharani, out of childish nature, she was a child, like no, in her teenagers. She wanted to try it out if this mantra works or not. You all know the story, right? Hmm? But anyhow, that's why I'll make it very fast. Okay. She tries out. She invites Sun God, and Sun God comes and says, "Okay, you invited me. This mantra is meant for having a child, so I will give a child." No, no, I'm not married. If you give a child, what will others think? No. And Sun God says, "No, no. It is the law of nature. You invited, and you have to have a child." So, Sun God gives Kuntivarani a child. So, but Kuntivarani was very much fearful of the society. She actually puts, she doesn't want to bring up that uh, child. So, she leaves that child in a basket with all the ornaments and good amount of wealth and puts in a basket and sets up in a river. He becomes, he actually, he was found by uh, a charioteer in the Hastinapura, and he was none other than our Karna. Okay, and later on, Kunti Maharaj was married to Pandu Maharaj, and to Pandu Maharaj, even though he was a king, uh, one time what happens, uh, he goes to a kingdom, like to fight a king. He goes on a what do you call victory Vijayatra. Vijayatra means trying to expand the kingdom, trying to make alliances with various kings. So at one kingdom, Madradesha, he gets married to Madri. Madri, like no one king offers his daughter to Pandu. So Pandu Maharaj has two wives, Kunti and Madri. So and after that, Pandu Maharaj with his two young wives, he goes into the forest to have a excursion. So when he went into forest, he makes Dhritarashtra as the in charge king, and then due to some reasons like in that forest when Pandu Maharaj was there, one sage wanted to impregnate his wife. So he was playing with his wife in the form of a deer. Because the sages can take any form. So the sage took a sage and his wife take the form of a deer and started playing. So this actually mating. Okay? This Pandu Maharaj, he started thinking that these are deer. So when the days of mating, Pandu Maharaj kills the deer. I think did I narrate the story? Please no. Did I narrate? Huh? Little bit. You all know the story, right?
But it will be refreshed. I got long time ago. I just started watching YouTube.
Huh?
Yeah, you can tell about it. When you're telling? Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh. So then the days of mating, because then the Pandu Maharaj actually he kills the male deer. So when the male deer was killed, he immediately transforms into his original body as a sage, and then he curses Pandu. Oh, you should not know that you should not tend any animal when it is in the mating. So so he gives a curse. Now that you kill me while you are mating, so whenever you approach your wives for the sake of procreating children, you will die. So Pandu was shocked. He didn't have any children. So, but the curse was, if I approach my wife, then I will die. Then at that point of time, Kuntimanani comes to Pandu Maharaj and says, I have this benediction that I can invite any demigod and then get a chair from the demigod. Then then Pandu Maharaj very happy. Yes, okay. Please. Hmm?
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Pandu Maharaj was very much worried that he will not have any child. So, but due to Kunti's benediction, he can have a child in a divine manner. Hmm? So, but not. So Devdas can directly bestow child to the the mother. So then Pandu Maharaj, okay, now can you invite this Dharmaraj? Dharmaraj is sorry, Yamaraj. Yamaraj is the personification of Dharma. So a person is any human being should have the knowledge of how to act. So Kunti Maharani actually invites this Yamaraj, and then Yamaraj comes and give benedicts her child, and then afterwards Vayu the wind god is very powerful. Is very strong. So you can invite the wind god and ask for a child. So she actually prays wind god, and then wind god comes and then gives her a child as a bhima. Next, he says you pray to Indra, and Indra also she prays to Indra, and Indra also comes and gives child as Arjuna child gives child Arjuna as a child. And then she has Kunti Maharani has three children. Yudhishthir, Bhima and Arjuna. And but Madri, she doesn't have any child because she doesn't know the mantra, right? So what does Pandu do? Pandu Maharaj does. He goes to Kunti, but she was very much worried. She was disappointed. So she, Pandu Maharaj goes and tells Kunti Maharani, so now you give this mantra to Madri also because she doesn't have any child. She will be morose. So, and Kuntiwana says, okay, I will give mantra, but only condition is he has to use it only once. So then uh, Madhuri uses that mantra and gets the, she actually invites Ashwini Devatas. Ashwini Devatas means they are always together. Wherever they go in, they go together. That's why when we invite Ashwini Devatas, they comes and they give two children. So like that, Kuntiwana has three children and Madhuri has two children. Now, one time what happened, tried to become intimate with Madhuri and she dies because of the curse. Okay? And uh, the responsibility of growing up Pandava falls on the shoulders of Kunti Maharani because she is the only mother, she has to take care of the children. Even though she was free, but because there will be a lot of threats for a uh, son of the king, especially because a lot of people will be aspiring to get the throne. Hmm? So that's like that. Kunti Maharani, she becomes the only mother of five Pandavas, and she actually goes through a lot of trouble because Kauravas and the Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana and all this party, they try to kill Pandavas so that there won't be any competition for their kingdom. So Kunti Maharani, uh, like they try to kill Pandavas in Lakshagriha. I told you previously, right? So, but no, when they try to kill Lakshagriha, Kunti Maharani is along with Pandavas escapes the fire and then goes out and then finally uh, they started living in the forest. And finally, after getting married to Draupadi, they come back again and then after Kurukshetra war, when the after getting married, when Pandavas lost in the dice match, when Pandavas are banished to the forest, she also wanted to follow the Pandavas, Kunti Maharani. So we are actually looking at Mahabharata from the Kunti Maharani's perspective. Okay, she also wants to perish along with the Pandavas, but the elderly members of the family says, now you are too old. It is not good for you to go into forest and then uh, it is difficult for you. It will be too much difficult for you. So you can stay with us. Pandavas were banished, so Pandavas will go like that. So only Pandavas and Draupadi goes for it, but Kunti Maharani stays back with Vidura. And Kunti Maharani, actually, as long as she is staying with Vidura, she was regularly always taking the association of saintly persons and always practicing spiritual life and then very serious about the spiritual life. And finally, after the battle of Kurukshetra, Pandavas wins the war, and then and then uh, she was in a state of okay, she was okay with that, okay. But if you see her life, she has gone through a lot of ups and downs, right? Once she was a king, prince, and then she was a widow, and then she lost her husband, she lost her family, and they lose this entire kingdom. They started begging on the streets, and then they again went through a lot of terrible insults in the family, and finally the family went to a great war, and finally survived the war, and then came back. But later, such a terrible attack on the family happened because of the killing of Pandavas after the war. Mm. So, and Kunti Maharani was devastated with his ups and downs, the duality of this material world. So, when Krishna was leaving, she offered wonderful prayers. She says, uh, because she has been associating the devotees, she knows the intricacies of Bhakti Yoga more than anyone. So, if you see her prayers, it shows the uh, well-rounded knowledge of like how a devotee should worship Supreme Lord. Hmm? Kunti Maharani says, and then Kunti Maharani glorifies the Lord and characteristics of Lord and what are favorable towards bhakti. You know, Krishna Kunti Maharani says, anybody who is Janma Surya Sukla Sivir Edamana Vartman. If anybody is too much beautiful, too much knowledgeable, too much of wealth, that kind of person cannot approach Krishna. Hmm? So that's why we these very opulent, very famous, and very powerful people cannot become devotees of Krishna because they have the controllership mentality. They have this ahankar to surrender to Krishna. Then she glorifies about the appearance of the Supreme Lord, and then finally she appeals for more association. How she appeals, oh Krishna, I observe one thing. Whenever any difficulty comes in our life, then only you will come into our life. So you come and you save us, and then again you leave us. So if for us to have your association, the difficulties have to come. Let the difficulties be always there in our life so that we won't miss your association. So our Acharya says that she is the only personality in the entire the history of the creation praying for the difficulties because she could have the association of the Lord. Okay, and then uh, she offers wonderful prayers, and finally Krishna smilingly accepts her prayers, and then started leading towards Dwaraka. Okay, so basically Krishna took care of everybody, reciprocated with everybody, and then he started leaving towards Dwaraka. And finally, when he enters into the palace of Yudhishthira Maharaj, Krishna takes Yudhishthira Maharaj as a elder brother, and by the will of Krishna, he bewilders the mind of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira Maharaj, even though he was very well knowledgeable about what is dharma and what is dharma, he had a feeling that this entire battle of Kurukshetra happened only to make me as a king. I have to kill my own relatives. So many people have lost their lives on both sides. Mm. This entire thing is only to make me the king. He was identifying that incident with as his fault. Mm. So he's taking the responsibility of that, and he was kind of ఏమంటారు నామోష్ guilty feeling. He was in a guilty feeling. Okay. So all the different ministers tried to convince him, saying that how it is not his fault. huh? Even Krishna tried to convince him, but Krishna wanted him to be still stay in that state only, in the confused state, because Krishna wanted him to get knowledge and education from Bhishma Deva. He wanted to take Yudhishthira Maharaj to Bhishma Deva. So that's why, according to the plan of Krishna, he puts Yudhishthira Maharaj in a confused state. So on the pretext of consoling Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he enters into Yudhishthira Maharaj's hall or the room, he was in that confused state, and Krishna tried to convince him, and Yudhishthira Maharaj didn't get convinced. And finally, what happened? Yudhishthira Maharaj, Krishna tells to Yudhishthira Maharaj, now you should go and meet your grandfather. He knows what is dharma and what is adharma, and he knows, then he will be able to guide you on how to rule and how to take the situations in life. So here, what we can see is Krishna wanted to glorify Bhishma Deva. So one quality of Krishna is Krishna always protects his devotees, and he gives the situations in the life of a devotee in such a way that they will by themselves realize what is good, what is bad, how to perform bhakti, and they grow in life. Like that, Krishna knows about the Bhishma Deva, greatness of Bhishma Deva, and he wanted to glorify Bhishma Deva. And he wants to be with Bhishma Deva while he was leaving his body. So that's why he kept Yudhishthira Maharaj in a judicial state. So finally, in the next chapter, we'll see how Lord takes all the Pandavas to Bhishma Deva on his last days, and we'll see wonderful prayers from Bhishma Deva. Now, you're all clear, right? Story line. Sorry, I'm trying to make it as much as holistic every session, but see, Krishna's Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Jai Shri Gopal. Thank you, Hare Krishna.